Welcome to the Week in Review, the show that brings you up to date on the week that was. Here are the top stories. State Bank of India's profits surge. RIL and government move towards resolving their KG D6 dispute. And P. Chidambaram says retrospective tax rules are under review. We begin with the country's largest lender, State Bank of India. On Friday, it reported a surge in net profits for a second quarter in a row, though this is largely because of the base effect. Profits jumped up 137% to 3,752 crores in the quarter ending June. SBI had posted a 46% fall in profits in the same period last year. But while the latest profits are better than most street estimates, they come along with a rise in bad loans. Gross non-performing assets rose to 4.99% from 3.52% in last year's first quarter. SBI Chairman Pradeep Chaudhary said the increase in bad loans would ease in the current quarter. He also said he expected profits to be steady. SBI's net interest margin dipped slightly to 3.57% in the first quarter from 3.62% a year ago. There was good news this week for Reliance Industries. Its standoff with the Petroleum Ministry over the KG D6 gas field could soon come to an end. The Management Committee for D6 has given conditional approval for the field's budget and work plans. It has also resolved the so-called declaration of commerciality dispute over RIL's 3 wells in the KG basin. The declarations are in recognition that the blocks are commercially viable and can be developed. In return for these concessions, RIL will have to provide the Comptroller and Auditor General's Office access to records for the D6 block. The dispute had arisen after a CAG report said RIL had violated the terms of its contract with the government. Meanwhile, RIL saw gas output from D6 fall, even as it claimed deductions for developing the field. Yet another Indian company has come under attack from Canadian firm Veritas. Its latest targets are Indiabulls Real Estate and Indiabulls Power. A new Veritas report has especially singled out the merger of Indiabulls Infrastructure with Indiabulls Power. It says the move effectively transfers value from public shareholders to a small number of insiders. The report has caused shares of all Indiabulls company to fall, and not surprisingly, Indiabulls has reacted sharply. It says it has filed a first information report with the Gurgaon police against Veritas. Indiabulls has also described the report as being factually incorrect, and says it was written solely to boost sales of the report. Veritas has earned a reputation for controversial reports on Indian companies, including Reliance Industries and Kingfisher Airlines. An SR Energy unit is facing a lawsuit from the US government's Environment Protection Agency, or EPA. The EPA is targeting SR Minerals along with 6 other companies that are linked to it. It says surface mining activities in Kentucky have clogged water bodies. EPA is seeking civil penalties of $32,500 per day over a period from 2004 to 2009. And it wants a penalty of $37,500 for every day since then. Besides these, it is demanding SR to repair environmental damage at its own expense. While SR hasn't commented officially on the lawsuit, it's likely to argue that much of the damage predates its acquisition of the assets in Kentucky. Back in earnings, India's biggest telecom company, Bharti Airtel, has announced a fall in profits for a 10th quarter in a row. The company posted a first quarter net profit of 762 crores, which is a steep drop of 37.3%. Airtel said the fall in profits was caused by a spike in operational expenditure. Sanjay Kapoor, the CEO for India and South Asia, said the current quarter was seasonally the weakest for the industry, an indication profits were unlikely to improve immediately. And here are some stories in brief. India's factory output has contracted in June. The index of industrial production for the month fell 1.8%. The previous month it had climbed to 2.5%. May was the only month in which the index grew in the period from March till June. Finance Minister P. Chidambaram has announced his ministry will review controversial retrospective tax provisions. He added that this process would find reasonable solutions to any disputes that might arise. The provisions were brought in by Chidambaram's predecessor at the Finance Ministry, Pranab Mukherjee. And finally, India has chosen its Vice President. Hamid Ansari was re-elected by Parliament to the post of Vice President on Tuesday. He won 490 votes out of the 736 that were cast, beating rival Jaswant Singh by 252 votes. Ansari was backed by the Congress and most other members of the ruling UPA. And that's all we have for you. Thanks for watching.